Well, there she went. 9:47 p.m. on the dot. She was dressed like she was going to war with the gods, not just grinding on some random dudes at a party. The clicks of her heels on the hardwood floor. Man, they sounded like someone racking a shotgun in a quiet house. I just stood there by the window, my arms crossed tight against my chest, watching her stride out of my life with that kind of bulletproof confidence you only see in people who are completely blind to the consequences of their own actions. "Hey, I'm only going to say this once," I said, my voice low. "If you walk out that door tonight, don't you dare come crawling back here thinking this is still your home." She paused, her hand already twisting the doorknob, and gave me this look of pure, unadulterated boredom. "And who the hell are you to give me orders?" she shot back, a nasty little smirk playing on her lips, like I was the punchline to a joke she'd heard 1,000,000 times. "I'm a grown woman. I'll do whatever the hell I want." She said it like it was some kind of superpower. But let's be honest, power without a lick of foresight is like trying to light a cigarette in a hurricane. It's not power, it's just a prelude to getting washed away. And then, just like that, she was gone. You know, it wasn't always like this. We met way back when she was still putting the pieces of herself together, long before the fake lashes, the cloud of expensive perfume, and the carefully selected audience she called friends. Back then, her laugh wasn't a performance, and when she said she was sorry, you actually believed her. I wasn't some perfect knight in shining armor, but damn it, I was there. I gave her that quiet space she always claimed she was desperate for, a place where she could just be without feeling like she was on trial. We had our little things, you know? Midnight coffee runs, Sunday drives that had no destination at all. Man, there was love there, a deep, stubborn, dig-your-heels-in kind of love. But a love like that is fragile. It requires you to be vulnerable. And somewhere along the line, she decided vulnerability was for suckers. So, she started putting on a show instead, for her friends, for strangers, for the hollow validation of digital applause. That's when the nights started getting longer, and her texts got shorter. Then she stopped saying goodnight altogether. That was the first real red flag. It wasn't loud or angry. It was just a space where something used to be. A sudden, deafening absence. Looking back, I should have seen the writing on the wall way sooner. Look, the party itself wasn't the real gut punch. It was everything that led up to it. The betrayal was baked into all the little things that came before. The casual, easy lies, the passwords on all her devices suddenly being changed, that immediate, deadening silence that would fall whenever I walked into a room. The way her phone was supposedly on Do Not Disturb 24/7, but would light up like a Christmas tree the second she thought I wasn't looking. Then one night she slipped up. She'd left her laptop open on the couch, her email still logged in. It wasn't even careless, really. She was just that arrogant, that convinced I'd never dare to look. And, well, there it was. A whole damn message thread with him. The pictures, the plans, and an audio clip of her whispering something that was so obviously never meant for my ears. "He's a little boring, but he's stable. And I really need stable right now. Until I don't." I read that line once. Then I read it again. My blood didn't boil. It didn't even run hot. It turned to ice. And that, right there, is what truly scared the hell out of me. I didn't get angry. I got methodical. Step one was simple. Documentation. I mirrored her entire phone using an old software trick I had up my sleeve from my days in IT. I saved every last thing. Texts, call logs, photos, even those breathy little voice memos. A complete digital blueprint of her deceit. Step 2. Timing. I didn't blow up. I didn't confront her. That's exactly what she would have wanted. A big, dramatic scene, screaming, crying, and probably me forgiving her when the waterworks started. Nope. Instead, I gave her peace. I played the part of the doting, oblivious husband, pretending that nothing had changed. All the while, I was quietly closing our joint accounts and moving every penny into new ones under my name only. I got a lawyer on the phone, hush-hush, of course, and got a crash course in marital assets, the legal view on digital infidelity, and how a judge reacts to cold, hard evidence. Step 3 was the hardest part. Patience. I just waited. I let her dig her own grave, waiting for the perfect moment to kick the dirt in after her. And that party? Oh, that was a gift. She wasn't just choosing to go, she was choosing to rub my face in it on her way out. That was her biggest mistake. The party was at some pretentious downtown loft, all glass and ego, loud, obnoxious. Yep, exactly her kind of scene. I didn't have to go, though. I already had a front row seat to the main event. So while she was getting hammered and dancing in some other guy's arms, I was busy changing the locks. Every single one. Her designer clothes were already boxed up. Her makeup, her shoes, all the random trinkets she'd collected over the years, gone. I didn't throw them out either. I donated them. That part was important. I wanted every trace of her existence scrubbed clean from my home. Her key? A useless piece of metal. Her keypad code? Erased. The smart home cameras were updated. Her face was now registered as unrecognized. The number she frantically called when she was standing on our porch at 3:17 in the morning, mascara streaking down her face, her voice a panicked mess, didn't even go to voicemail. I'd already blocked her. I watched the whole show from the upstairs window. She screamed my name into the night, kicked the front door until she probably bruised her foot. And then, finally, the tears came. That's when I calmly drew the blinds and went to bed. The next day, she had the nerve to show up at my job. "Are you out of your freaking mind?" she hissed at me in the parking lot. "You can't just do this." I just looked at her, truly looked at her, and it was like seeing a stranger. Which, I guess, she was. "I didn't do this," I said, my voice flat. "You did." I handed her a thick manila envelope. Inside was everything. A freshly filed copy of the divorce papers, glossy photos from her phone, full transcripts of her texts, a detailed breakdown of every single dollar I could trace from our accounts to her little affair. And, for the grand finale, a printout of an email from him, breaking things off after I'd anonymously forwarded him a greatest hits collection of her call logs, social media messages, and, for a little extra spice, our wedding video. Turns out, he had a fiancée. He dumped my wife so fast it would make your head spin. Blocked her, burned her number, the whole 9 yards. The look on her face when she put all those pieces together, yeah, that was the real payoff. She tried to fight it, of course, hired a lawyer, and tried to claim emotional abuse, the works. Her guy wasn't half bad, but mine was a shark, and I'd handed him an ocean of evidence. Everything was pristine, documented, and cross-referenced. Every withdrawal she made for her secret little getaways, every receipt, all catalogued with dates and times. It was more than enough to make sure she walked away with nothing but her maiden name, which she no longer deserved. She texted me one last time, months later. Just a single word. Why? I never bothered to respond. Because what was there to say? The truth was painfully simple. I loved her once. I really, truly did. I loved her enough to ignore a parade of red flags, enough to want to believe her lies. I loved her enough to lose huge chunks of myself, hoping that, eventually, she might find herself again. But love can't survive contempt. It's just not possible. And a betrayal like this? It isn't just a wound that scabs over. It's a fundamental transformation. She's the one who made me into this version of myself. Precise, brutally patient, and cold to the bone. She made me free. Now, the house is quiet again. There's no lingering trail of perfume. No ghost of a laugh echoing in the hallway. There's just the steady, peaceful hum of silence. A silence I once feared, but now I welcome it like an old friend. This isn't loneliness. It's peace. A peace I earned the hard way. And if she ever, for 1 second, thinks she can show up here again, she'll find absolutely nothing left for her. Not even a memory.